And only then, and you can't drink the water, and only then will they realize you can't eat money. So again, we have a lot of people here.
I'm not sure who understands the history of the residential school system.
Again,
And so I can't speak on it. I don't have the knowledge to.
So anyways, again, regrets for your attention. Hopefully we can have this is what it's going to take. This is what it's going to take. All of us coming together. This over here is a unity flag. It's not a warrior flag. This is a unity flag, bringing everybody together to take on the monster that we have to take on. Miigwech.
Jesus Christ. Anyone can come to Him. If God's knocking on your heart, you can come to Him. Receive Jesus Christ into your life. That's why He made a way for you to be saved. God is not wanting you to die in your sins. He wants you to come so that you will be saved. Come to Jesus Christ. God loves you. The Bible says so. It's not my own words. God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whoever believes in Him should not perish but have everlasting life. Jesus, my God, that you know you are true as I talk to you. You love of your mind that leads. You never lay down His life for His friend. You are my friend, that you do fulfill your mind. Henceforth, I will know you, no servant, but servant of the Lord God. But O you friends, for all these that I have heard from my Father, I have prayed on unto you. You have not chosen me, but have chosen me to ordain you, and you should go and bring forth fruit, that with fruit should bring me. That whosoever you of your Father, in my name, he may give it to you. He will give it unto you, that you love one another. Blessed are those whose lawless deeds are forgiven and whose sins are covered. Blessed is the man against.
If anybody would like to share a few words that are on their heart right now, please come forward. Like I said, I get tired of listening to myself. But I want to express my gratitude.
Do you speak, Daniel? Do you want to go speak?
I
think I will.
I know a lot of you
I'll hold the sign if you
come
want.
here every Sunday. And I know I'm tired, so you must be tired too. And it's cold out here. But you know what? It's even colder on the Yinta right now. Those land defenders are out there all the time. And you don't hear them complaining. And so it might be a little bit cold right now, but we gotta stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters.
Woo!
It's an honor to join and gather with you folks and visit every Sunday and do this and talk about this and educate people. And I really encourage you that if you see someone walking by and they look kind of curious, but maybe they're too scared to ask you what's happening, please have a conversation with them. People need to know why we're here. We're not just here to stop traffic. The reason why we shut down Canada, we shut down our highways, we shut down our railways, and some people want to paint Indigenous people as violent. That is not the case. We are tired of not being listened to. We are tired of not being heard. So many people tell me that my fight is in Ottawa. It's not in Ottawa. If Ottawa cared, we wouldn't be here right now. The fight is on the streets. We have to hit them where it hurts, and the only thing that they care about is their fucking money. They don't care about the next 7 generations. They don't care about my niece and my nephew. They don't care about their kids. I want my nephew and my niece to be able to pick medicine with me one day. I want them to walk on the land. I want them to sit in ceremony with me. When you take away the land, you take away our culture, you take away our language. My grandfather went to residential school for 15 years, and he didn't learn how to read or write.
Shame! Shame!
How can you go to school for 15 years and not learn how to read or write because they use them for their labor?
Shame!
They tortured these children and they made them their slaves.
Shame!
I can't speak my language. I have never been to my traditional territory because my family was taken from their land. I don't want to be here. I want to be at home with my family right now, relaxing. I'm here because I'm tired of watching my relatives. I'm tired of my little cousin having to walk for his water. He can't just get up in the morning and turn on the tap and drink the water.
Shame!
He has to walk for it.
Shame!
Everyone deserves to have access to clean water. Every Canadian, whether you're First Nations or not, deserves to have access to housing.
Woo!
Every Canadian deserves the right to food security. We look at our brothers and sisters to the north, and the amount of money they pay for their food and basic supplies and their everyday cost of living is disgusting.
Shame! Look at all this richness. This is insane.
You cannot throw money at us. Money is not the issue. Canada has lots of money. If they wanted First Nations to have clean water, it'd be done by now. This is deliberate genocide. Because when First Nations people occupy their traditional territory, they cannot extract our resources. And that's all they care about is their fucking global trade.
No cops on stolen land!
So many of my brothers and sisters on unceded territory are being pushed off their land to this day. We can't watch it happen anymore. We have to do something about it now. We can't wait for tomorrow. We can't wait for our politicians to make the change for us because they're not listening.
Shame!
The responsibility is on us. It's on every single one of these people here.
Woo!
If you're a Canadian, It's your duty, it's your responsibility to protect this land.
Woo!
And the free gift is not like the result of one man's sin. For the judgment following one trespass brought condemnation. But the free gift following many trespasses brought...
You know this name Dundas here. You want to speak? I'd like to introduce somebody. Ben and their family have been in this movement doing some real frontline work, and every time this young lady speaks here, I'm usually crying. Please listen to this, what this young woman has to say.
Woo!
Hi, my name is Krista Davis, and I'm the daughter of a land defender, 1492 Land by Land.
Woo!
He risked his life so that I didn't have to fight like he did. That's exactly what he told me. I may not have to fight exactly like he did, but I am still here fighting. But we gotta make this stop, this genocide. I gotta make it stop. These next generations gotta make it stop. I will be here every day if I have to make it stop.
Woo!
That's all I really want to say. Thank you.
Woo!
Oh my gosh. Again, I'm going to invite my brothers and sisters to come forward and speak if they have a few words to say. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you.
I just want to say to the young land defender here, in Mitif, we say Nipawi is stand up. Thank you. My name's Craig Stefan Saint-Denis. I've been coming out here for a while now. I'm one of those people that you heard about have a hidden history. I've been sharing a lot that my grandfathers, my 7 generations previous, all signed the Red River petition leading to the formation of Manitoba. I found out in my hidden history that I share lineages that Gabriel Dumont married into, and also I share the same Boucher lineages with Louis Riel. And you see, I've been living in Ontario all my life. I was blessed to be not part of residential schools. I do have a number though. It is 757-650. I'm also mixed with the forces that went out west in 1885. There are many prophecies that in the last several years have come true. There's one amongst the people in the West called the Child of Two Worlds. When I say that my mother's family were descendants of the Queen's Own Rifles from Peterborough, Coburg, Port Hope, and I say my father's family was Louis Riel's family, you really look at that and say, hey, this guy's the child of two worlds. And I've been on a mission all my life that I knew deep in my heart that I would be out here fighting for everybody on Turtle Island against this evil, this greed and gluttony. That's a deadly sin. Last I heard, when that thing was beaten into us, there were several deadly sins as well. There was gluttony, greed, lust, everything that we have here today. I'm supposed to help heal two worlds. But you see, my First Nations cousins, we always stayed that true path. Never get involved with the other side. But as society changed and the times changed and our grandfathers and our grandmothers watched as it took place and took hold, we now have skyscrapers that are 50, 60, 70 stories tall. We have 875-foot freestanding structures. We have monstrosity TVs in the middle of Dundas Square. And we sit here and we look at it and we accept everybody on Turtle Island, and everybody wants to know how they're disrespecting the First Nations people. Well, as you've heard from my elder Gary, you've heard from my sister Ms. Quasson and the young land defender Ms. Davis. Economic genocide is the reason And if you look in the history, we're not too far off another 100-year anniversary. October the 29th, 1929, the stock markets crashed. Economic genocide. You gotta wake up, people. Money means nothing. At the end of the day, the money in your pocket is just a way for you to walk in the store and barter. I heard a lot of people over the last decade or so saying we should go back to the barter system. Well, you know what? You're damn right. The barter system. I got something you want. You got something I want. Let's come to a deal. Miigwech.
Woo!
Miigwech. I'm gonna sing the Unity song. If you know the song, please sing with me. It's hard to sing by yourself. Miigwech. I could have someone help me hold the microphone. Yeah, thank you.
I can grab one of the signs for the time before.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, buddy. I thought you were going to get a chance.
Oh, no. There'll be chances later.
Okay, cool. Good. Land back!
I want to call one of our allies to come to the mic. If someone has something to say, yeah, brother, please come forward. Talk about what it means to be an ally.
I'll try my best. Can you hear me through the mask still?
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm cold. My name is Daniel. I am a settler. I came to Canada when I was 2 from Bosnia. On my mom's side, I'm Muslim, and her family suffered a genocide there. They were displaced from their lands. They didn't have water, and a fair few died. But because my family suffered a genocide, does not give me the right to come to another country and participate or be complicit in a genocide against another people. I refuse for that to be what I do. Instead, when I see the struggles of First Nations people, Inuit people, Métis people on Turtle Island, I see it the only way I can, as a metaphor for what my grandmother went through when they took her home and she was forced away. And so what I'm here today to do, to the best of my ability, is to fight for the same modicum of justice and then hopefully greater justice down the road that my grandmother did receive. She's back in her home. She has water once again. The fact that that hasn't happened yet on Turtle Island for the Indigenous people that were here first for tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years shows that there is work left to be done.
Self-determination.
What this sign says is what I try and live to the best of my ability. From Turtle Island to Palestine, occupation is a crime.
Woo!
We need to recognize whose land this is, and we all need to fight to remedy the injustices. If I'm living on this land, I'm benefiting from this land. And if I don't fight for the land to go back to the people who have rightful claim to it, the people who were here first, and were stewards of this land for millennia before anybody that looked like me came here, then that's what we need to fight to do. Thank you.
Miigwech, miigwech, miigwech. Those are the exact words that were just spoken. Those are the exact words that we have to hear more and more from our allies. I've been doing this for quite a while. Like I said, my experience is of residential schools, 60 scoop, foster homes, group homes, training schools, detention centers. They come and get you when you're like 4 years old. And that's what, when I yell out, when I'm talking about economic genocide, economic genocide, economic genocide, that is what I'm referring to. The removal of the people off the land where the mineral is, where the gold is, where the water, the trees, and everything else that this city of Toronto needs, Thunder Bay needs, Vancouver needs, St. John's needs, you know. Like I experienced it firsthand. You know, I'm sitting in jail at 7 years old. Like, what am I doing at 7 sitting in jail? Like, you know, what that was about was they were transporting us around from one institution to another, one foster home to another. And so what they would do is instead of putting us in a hotel room or some other home, they would just put us in jail. And we'd sit there for, I don't know, sometimes 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, sometimes even a week, sitting in jail at 7 when they're moving you around, you know. So, like I said, my experience, this is my experience. This is what it's been ever since I was 4 years old, 5 years old. I ended up in Shinwalk, Sault Ste. Marie Residential School, Shinwalk, Sault Ste. Marie, at 5 years old.
Same.
They came and got us from Central Pad, Ontario, the other side of Thunder Bay. The other side of Thunder Bay, which is like 500 miles from Thunder Bay, Northern Ontario. Can you imagine the culture shock? You know, when I was a kid, right? You know, like, they put us on this big bus. They came and got us, and, you know, my biggest mistake was giving them my name. Just a simple act, just a simple thing like giving them your name. That was the biggest mistake that I ever made. When they asked me when I was 5 years old, they were looking at me and going, "Who are you?" And I was looking up at them and I'm going, "My name is Gary Wasikizek." As soon as I gave them my name, my life was over. From that point on, it was about residential schools. It was about being put on that bus and being transported 1,500 to 2,000 clicks away to Sault Ste. Marie.
Shame.
At 5 years old.
Shame.
I had no choice. I was automatically just taken and put on the bus. Even though I was going to school, running across the street, going to school. No, they came and got me and transported me 1,500 miles to go to another school.
Shame.
Like I said, man, you guys have to realize the First Nations people of the land, the original people of the land, it's all about the removal of the people off the land. Understand that. Please understand that. When you hear about residential schools, think economic genocide. Economic genocide is what they did. You know, our biggest enemy and foe right now is the propaganda machine. The propaganda machine that says, "Oh no, we take care of First Nations people. No, we give them water. No, we give them houses, and we give them money." You know the money that they give out is pennies to what they should be giving out. When there's a water crisis happening in southern Ontario, places like Walkerton, the whole fucking army shows up. Psychiatrists, psychologists, and a whole lot of other help shows up in Walkerton when there's a water crisis. But you can have 50 to 100 communities, First Nations territory, go under that same effect for 20, 30, 40 years, and they don't give a shit.
Shame.
To this day. Again, keep in mind, we are under economic genocide. The residential schools that you hear about, the 60 school, the foster homes, the group homes, the training schools, the detention centers, the jails, the prisons. Indian pain is big business. You know, it took a lot of thinking to think all this whole process out. How do we remove these people off the land? You know, where the mineral is, where the gold is. You know, Canada can teach other countries how to do perfect genocide.
They do.
And how do I know this? Well, like I said, I've been doing this for 20, 30 years. Did you know that Canada was using boxcars to transport Native students to residential schools before the Second World War?
Shame.
Canada was using boxcars to transport Native students to residential schools before the Second World War.
Shame.
And you know what? Germany came to study the program Canada had set for First Nations about those boxcars.
Oh, yeah.
And
Shame.
what did Germany do to the Jews, transporting them to the extermination camps? They used boxcars. They learned from Canada. So Canada, you know, has a lot to fucking deal with. And we are gonna fucking deal with it. And we are gonna fucking do something about it, because it's all ours.
Woo!
It's all ours.
Woo!
Every fucking penny, every dime, every dollar bill you got in your pocket is all ours.
Woo!
That's what I'm talking about. Canada, the economic genocide. Canada does not have enough money to pay back its First Nations people.
No. Shame. No, not
And guess what else we have in common with Africa? The apartheid. Africa came to study the program in 1948. Before 1948, what Canada was doing to its First Nations people, Africa went back and turned around and created the apartheid for its people.
Shame.
So they learned off Canada.
Shame.
You know? So anyways, listen, it's not us. We're not homeless. We're not homeless.
You've been robbed.
We are home. This is our land.
Woo!
This is our home. It's the people that have come here. The people from all over the world that walk beside you today that are homeless. You guys are homeless. You guys are the ones that are poor. You guys are the ones with no money. Because First Nations own every fucking thing that's in Canada.
Woo!
We own Osgood Hall. They used our money to create Osgood Hall, our trust money. They used our trust money to build the CN railroad tracks, the train tracks that run across Canada.
Shame. It's
They
all
used
stolen.
our trust money to build the Trans-Canada Highway.
It's all stolen. Shame.
So, you know, like I said, you know, a lot of our people think we're the poor. We're the poor people, that we're the ones with no money. We're the ones with no property. No, that's exactly where they want you. They want you to think like that. You know, I don't think like that. I do not think like that. Yeah, I might have no money in my pocket. I might have no money in my bank account. But this is all fucking mine.
You know the truth.
And you know what? You want to talk reconciliation? You want to fucking talk reconciliation? Well, put $100,000 in my bank account right fucking now.
Woo!
And you put $1 million in each and every elder's bank account right across Turtle Island.
Woo!
If you want to talk reconciliation, you put $1 million in every elder's bank account across this country right fucking now.
Woo!
Truth and reconciliation is an insult. Truth and reconciliation, grassy narrows. Truth and reconciliation, the whatsoever of the BC people. You know? That's not fucking truth and reconciliation.
Shame.
I'm telling you, man. You want truth and reconciliation? You start fucking putting money in each and every First Nations bank account right across Turtle Island. You start returning that land. You start leaving those people of land back alone.
No cops on stolen land. No cops on stolen land.
Give it back.
Give it back. Give it back. Give it back. Give it back. Give it back. Stolen land. Stolen land. Stolen land. Stolen land. Give it back. Give it back. Give it back. Give it back. Stolen land. Stolen land.
Economic genocide.
Economic genocide.
Economic
Genocide.
That's what we're under, man. We are under economic genocide. And once we start pushing that, every chief and council across Turtle Island should be talking about economic genocide this very moment. And doing something about it. Before another First Nations dies in an alley, homeless, broke, health issues. Our leaders, our Grand Chiefs and First Nations people, First Nations leaders should be talking economic genocide and fucking doing something about it. Because when we're standing right here, right now, we are fucking doing something about economic genocide.
Economic genocide.
Miigwech. You know, I'm standing solidarity with every one of you that stands here today.
Woo!
I've occupied government buildings. I've closed down train tracks. I've closed down fucking roads. I've done whatever I could, trying to get the word out, trying to wake people up to the real fact of what happened in Canada, what happened on Turtle Island. And we have to have more action like this. Every weekend I've been here, I see more and more positive change, man. I see it happening, you know? I see it happening. You know, people showing up. People off the sidewalk just coming on the street. Some of them come up to me and ask, how can we help? You know? And that's what it's going to take. Like I said, quite a few of these people I don't even know, man. You know? But they are here today in solidarity.
In solidarity!
Miigwech.
Woo!
We're going to hear a few words from our allies. But I just wanted to announce that on February 14th, Wet'suwet'en land defenders will be in court for defending the Yintah, unceded territory where the RCMP and CGL pipeline did not have consent to be. And the same judge that ordered the court injunction is the one prosecuting these land defenders.
What a joke!
How can this be?
What a joke!
We live in Canada.
Shame!
Where is the justice in that?
No justice, no peace!
We will be holding a solidarity action with our Wet'suwet'en land defenders. Please keep your eyes and your ears open and stand with us.
Woo!
February 14th, our land defenders will be in the courts. They won't be celebrating with their loved ones. They're out there right now in BC. It's cold. They're out there on the land protecting it for those future generations. I want everyone to know about this name, Dundas. This name, Dundas, came from the British Army. He was a soldier.
I don't have any change, man. I'm sorry.
And he worked his way up. And he got into government. And this guy, Dundas, he was pro-slavery. He delayed the abolishment of the transatlantic slave trade.
Shame!
And we still put his name up there as if it's an honor.
Shame!
So we are telling the city, we are reclaiming this space, this Indigenous space, and we will be consulting with the Mississaugas of the New Credit to rename this territory. This is their territory. This is Indigenous land.
Woo!
So I'm going to hand the mic off to one of our allies here.
It was just brought to my attention that the court date for land defenders in Wet'suwet'en territory is February the 14th. Everybody knows this is Valentine's Day. It's a day of love. But if you look into history, it's actually the celebration of a massacre. So let's stand in solidarity for those people out in the BC right now. And when it comes to Valentine's Day, and with the economic genocide, stop giving these corporations your fucking money.
Woo!
Hi everyone.
Cool. You got gloves?
Preface
No gloves?
by talking
You
about
don't
what
mind?
allyship means to me.
You sure?
I think I don't have the right to call myself an ally. I think it's up to the Indigenous people themselves whether I'm considered to be an ally or not. For example, like even if some proportion of Indigenous people consider me to be an ally, it doesn't mean that all Indigenous people of Turtle Island consider me to be an ally. Okay, now I just want to talk about my family. So if you go back 4 generations, my family are from India. And if you go back 2 generations, they are born in East Africa, chiefly Tanzania. So they migrated from India to East Africa to Turtle Island. So when they were in East Africa,
That's a good idea.
they missed out on an opportunity. There was, if you go on Wikipedia and you search up the Zanzibar Revolution of 1964, you'll realize how much of a missed opportunity it was. My family should have participated with the African Indigenous protagonists. And now that I'm here on Turtle Island, my family are doing the same thing. They're again siding with the colonizers against Indigenous. So my life dream, my life goal is to undo this family curse and side with the Indigenous against the colonizers.
Woo!
That's all I have to say. Thank you. Love you guys.
Woo!
Last